Today I'm going to be talking about Metro Bank. This is one of a series of videos that we've been doing on how to choose a business bank account for your new business. If you check out the main video, there's a sort of overview of about 9 different banks that we've actually physically opened accounts with and have used so that we can give practical advice to help you in your startup phase of choosing one of the most important things, one of the first things you need to do to choose that bank account. There's then individual videos on each of the banks that we've interacted with so that we can give you a bit more detail and a bit more insight into how they operate so that you can make an informed decision about whether they are the right bank for you. Today we're going to be talking about Metro Bank. I still think of them as a new bank, in as much as they were one of the first banks for many years to get a banking license. Since then there's been a proliferation of new banks and new online services. But Metro Bank, they've been around for a long time now. They are a full, well-established bank. They pride themselves on being a people bank, that you deal with personalities, you deal with individuals. They have a branch network. It's not particularly massive, so it depends on where you live. But if you have a branch, you can go in, there is a business manager in every branch, the people are there, there's people to go and see and talk to. It's not an online chat bot or even online real people chat. You can go in and see them. So if having a branch is important for you, Metro Bank seem to be one of the few, if only, bank that seems to be committed to having that branch network. The town where I live, several banks have closed down in the last couple of years, and I think we're only left with one of the main high street banks. There is a Metro branch about 4 or 5 miles away, so that would be a consideration for me. One of the other things as well with them is that they very pride themselves on having a good online service to back up the branches, and I think that's true. And certainly when we were looking at opening an account with them, there were various ways of doing it. So you could do it online, and it takes a couple of days to get the everything done, but all your customer ID stuff, it's all done online. It's all very simple. But actually they are the only bank that offer an in-branch service where, provided you go in, all of you, everyone associated with the account, so anybody who you want access to the account, or the directors of the company, the owners of the business, etc., if you all go in with all the documentation, which will be passports, driving license, utility bills, that sort of thing, is a long list on there. Well, there's rather a list of everything you need on their website. If you go in, they guarantee, I think, that within 90 minutes, you will walk out of the branch with a bank card, with a checkbook, with a pen in book, with everything you need. 90 minutes. There is no other bank that offers that service. So, if you've got a branch near you, if you've got everyone together who's going to need access to the account, and you could all go in, it's done. It's a half day out of your life, all ranging to go there with everything, but you've ticked it off, and you've got your bank account. And I think one of the things with Metro, as I say, it is a full service bank. They have loans, they have overdrafts, you can get invoice discounting facilities, so all of that, it's all there. So I think on that basis, for people who want branches, for people who want to deal with people and get to know them, it looks to me to be a pretty good option for people. So into some of the detail about them. From their website, they rank number 5 in sort of customer service. On the banking surveys, they rank number 1 for the in-branch service, and I think that goes along with their whole position in the marketplace, that they are a people business. And I'm not trying to sell them for that. That will work for some people. For other people, why would you ever want to go and meet a bank manager? Let's do it all online. So again, horses for courses. One of the things about them is they they offer three sort of levels of banking. They have the business online account, which for most startups would probably be suitable. It's for businesses up to £2 million turnover. You can't be a group, so you can't be the subsidiary of another company. You must be owned by UK-based shareholders, and that would work for most people. They allow, it has everything you need: online access, the branch service. There's a business manager in the branch, all that sort of stuff. All comes with that account. Why would you want to be to business? They do a business online plus account and they do a commercial account. The nuances between those two I won't bother going into, but the main reason why you might want to go to one of the large ones is if you did need to make significant large payments, because there are restrictions or limits on the level of payments you can make with the smaller account. But again, it wouldn't apply to most startup businesses. But probably the thing on the mandates is the bit that's different, is that you need to have business plus online or commercial to be able to set a range of accessibility and mandates. So if you wanted your accountant or bookkeeper to be able to set up payments to a particular level that need to be authorized by someone else, or you need them to be able to make payments up to a level, but you want someone else to authorize it and log on and do things, you need to have the sort of higher level, if that's the right word, of bank account. But again, there's no real significant difference between the two. The charges are the same. If you do have the sort of higher level account, you have a dedicated manager. They will try and get someone with industry specialization or sector knowledge, if depending on what sector you're in. So yeah, there's no real disadvantage to being in that bracket if that mandate and that flexibility is something that you're going to want. And for a lot of people, it wouldn't be. You'll probably want, in the same way as you used to have to sign checks, you may well be very happy logging on and making the payments yourself. One of the unusual, or I find it a little bit unusual, differences between the two is that the app only applies to the basic business online account. If you go to the larger account, so if your turnover's over 2 million or you need the mandate flexibility, you don't get access to the app, which seems a little odd. I mean, these days, when I had some experience with Metro a few years ago, and it was quite a pain having to, on your phone or on your tablet, having to go into a browser to log on, because you've got, your, whatever it is, 12 or 16 digit number that you've got to remember, and you've got your dual authentication and all that stuff. And it was a bit fiddly and it wasn't great. Been using it recently, and it's definitely improved, but it's still not an app. So there's still an extra bit of hassle really to log on and do things remotely if you're not sitting in front of a machine. And again, especially if you are having, you're out and about and you're having to authorize payments, because they only stay on the website or on the platform for a period for which you to authorize it. Otherwise, they sort of drop off, and your bookkeeper or whoever it might be would have to then reload the payments for you to then log on and authorize and stuff. So a minor gripe, but again, for some people, a major gripe. So I just thought we ought to mention that. One of the other things around Metro Bank in terms of fees, there's no free banking for 12 months. So it might be, that's an important thing for you. They charge 30p per transaction, which again, depending on what you're doing, 30p may not be significant for you, but you start doing a few transactions or a lot of transactions, that soon mounts up. There is a thing that if you have more than £6,000 in the account for the whole month, then you get the first 30 transactions free. So again, for some people, that may be a very convenient thing. They do have monthly fees and things as well, which again, you can avoid with bank balances and things like that. So that may be a consideration in terms of there's no free banking, but it may be that, if you're working with someone else where they had free banking and then you're not very happy, then the cost of shifting to Metro wouldn't be really huge, because you'll have had the benefit of the free banking. And you'll see on our main video, one of the things that Graham and I emphasise is, there's no point having any loyalty to any bank, because none of them seem to have any loyalty back to their business customers. So all in all, I think it's definitely a contender up there if you want that more traditional banking service. I think they would come out ahead of maybe the 4 traditional high street banks, in my opinion. And certainly, I think I said this on the HSBC video. I'm an HSBC personal customer, have been pretty much my whole life. And when I wanted to open a business bank account, they made it so difficult, even though they had a relationship with me. And I actually rang Metro and said, well, what can you guys do? And the next day I had an account. So, I have a little bit of a soft spot for them, because as we've said, I was trying to do something new. I needed a bank account. I needed it there and then to sort of tick it off, get it done. Then I can, get cracking. I can't start talking to clients or customers or taking money or do anything if I haven't got a bank account. And, if they want to say, well, we can't see you for 10 days, or in the case of, I won't name them, you'll have to watch the other videos to see what it is, where it took 7 weeks for us to open a bank account with one of the main high streets. It's just not good enough. And so I do have a bit of a soft spot for Metro, that, they hardly knew me, and within a day they'd sorted out my problem. And that's what you want. You want people who are problem solvers. So yeah, for me, definitely should be in the mix. So thanks for listening. I hope you found this video useful in helping you decide whether Metro Bank and the way they position themselves and want to be in the marketplace is what you need and what you're looking for, or if not, it's helped you choose that they're not quite what you need, or you don't need that extra bit and you're going to go with one of the newer, more online offerings. That's what we're trying to do, help you choose the right bank for you at the early stage, not open the easiest account 3 months later, find it isn't quite right for you. What we're hoping is that you will now be able to make an informed decision about Metro Bank. And if you watch some of the other videos about some of the other banking offerings that are out there for the SME market, startup market. So I hope you found it useful. If so, please subscribe, please like, leave any comments if there's anything else you want to know, and we will try to get back to you. And finally, as always, good luck with your new business.